told you that you were your own best first doctor. Why would I say that? Well, did you know that 3 out of 5 adults in our country have a chronic disease like arthritis, diabetes, or heart disease? And up to 80% of those diseases could be prevented with a healthy diet and lifestyle. And the #1 risk factor around the globe for premature death is an unhealthy diet. How did we get here? Well, do you remember when TV dinners, Wonder Bread, and Snackwell no-fat cookies were good for you? I do. I grew up loving Captain Crunch, candy, and Diet Coke, which is part of the reason by the time I got to high school, I had an eating disorder. I was on an eating and weight roller coaster, counting calories, restricting calories, binging, purging, feeling remorse and shame. When I got to college, I didn't know how to cook. I just grabbed whatever was handy. And even when I went to medical school, and I was learning about the intricacies of the human body and how to treat disease, my teachers never talked to me about preparing and eating healthy food. Finally, in my last year of medical school, I just hit the wall with my eating disorder. And I told myself, I can't keep doing this. I need to do something differently. Fortunately, I found a book about what was then a new field of medicine called integrative medicine. And that book opened my eyes to the fact that food doesn't need to make us feel bad. It can actually make us feel good. It can boost our energy, bolster our immunity, balance our hormones. It can help us feel better, faster. I will always be grateful to that book and those pioneers of the food as medicine movement for that aha moment that helped me change my life for good. It's because of the transformative effect of that discovery that I'm on a mission to share what I've learned with my patients, my medical students, and with you. And it's why at Northwestern we've created a culinary medicine program called Cooking Up Health. I'm proud that we're teaching the next generation of doctors that culinary medicine, which combines the art of cooking with the science of medicine, beats pills and prescriptions. I've done the math. Over the course of 4 years of medical school, a medical student will have over 3,000 hours learning the ologies, cardiology, pharmacology, pathology. Guess how many of those thousands of hours is devoted to nutrition? Less than 20. Even though we know for a fact that good nutrition can prevent disease and premature death. That's why our team at Northwestern is part of an international movement to bring what I call nutritionology front and center in medical training where it belongs. For example, one of my favorite lessons is about inflammation because we know what we put in our mouth can either cause inflammation or it can quench inflammation. And inflammation is at the root of arthritis, bronchitis, gastritis, all those itis diseases. So we teach the medical students that helping their patients learn how to buy, prepare, and eat anti-inflammatory items will help them avert these itis conditions. And we do this not with sage on the stage lectures, but with experiential in-the-kitchen cooking demonstrations. We teach the medical students how to prepare a delicious anti-inflammatory meal so that they'll be able to teach their patients how to prepare a delicious anti-inflammatory meal. And before graduating from the course, the medical students take a field trip. They go into schools in at-risk neighborhoods to teach kids culinary medicine. Third graders, fifth graders, eighth graders. We've partnered with the nonprofit organization Common Threads to co-teach their nutrition education curriculum. And their follow-up surveys show that these kids then take their parents to the produce aisle at the grocery. They ask for apples alongside their cheddar bunnies in their lunchbox. They actually eat and enjoy their broccoli at dinner. You've heard the saying, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man a fish, feed him for a lifetime? Yeah? Well, we've made a little twist on that. We believe give a doctor a dish, feed her for a day. Teach a doctor to cook a dish, feed her community for a lifetime. Over the 5 years since we've had the privilege of introducing this revolutionary curriculum, there is a common theme to the feedback we get from medical students at the end of the rotation. And that theme is how grateful they are to now have valid ways to help their patients prevent disease, not just treat it. Imagine how awesome it will be when doctors, instead of just writing prescriptions, will recommend proactive ways to avoid illness and achieve wellness. And the good news is, culinary medicine is not just for doctors. Because you know what we've learned after teaching over 500 physicians? We've learned that culinary medicine can help you be your own best first doctor. Okay, you may be thinking, I can buy into that, but how do I actually do it? Oh, good question. Okay, so I've distilled down 3 easy to remember ways that you can use culinary medicine on a daily basis to be your own best first doctor. And the 3 ways are plant, prep, and plate. Number 1, plant. There's just no getting around it, folks. If you don't eat plants, you can't have your health. I don't care what diet you subscribe to. Mediterranean, keto, intermittent fasting, they all need to be built on abundant vegetables and fruit. Why is that? It's because plants are rich in phytonutrients that fight all the root causes of disease. Besides fighting inflammation, they are potent antioxidants. They support a healthy gut microbiome. They detoxify the body from cancer-causing compounds. The next time you're at the grocery, aim to get at least 3 colors of fruits and vegetables. And I'm not talking about French fries, which, can you believe it, are the #1 eaten vegetable in our country? No, we're talking 3 colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, even purple, because each color has its own unique phytonutrients. Number 2, prep. Now, if we were a class, and you're my new class of medical students, do you know where we'd start? With knife skills. So you'd get comfortable slicing and dicing all of those colorful vegetables and fruits. If you're thinking, who has time to prep with everything else I have to do? The good news is there are shortcuts to cuts. You can buy prepackaged, pre-cut vegetables and fruit, and then put them at eye level in your refrigerator, so they're the first thing that you and your family members see when you're reaching for a snack. Prep, whether you DIY it or you buy it, means you've made it easy to make the healthy choice. And number 3, plate. Your goal is that every plate is half plant. Every plate is half plant. It is time to ditch where's the beef and start asking, where's the plant? So when you're at the store, ask yourself, where's the plant? And when you're eating out at a restaurant or you're pulling through a drive-thru, ask yourself, where's the plant? And at home, making your plate for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, ask yourself, where's the plant? These 3 P's, plant, prep, and plate, if done on a daily basis, will make a tangible difference to your health. You will never regret doing the 3 Ps. You will only regret not doing them sooner. I was in a jewelry store with my son buying a gift, and I found this bracelet with a quote by Tracy Ellis Ross. May the space between where I am and where I want to be inspire me. Little could I have known years ago when I was on that food roller coaster that I'd one day be a doctor on the forefront of nutritionology, helping to lead the good food is good medicine is good health movement. I hope that the space between where you were, where you are, and where you want to be inspires you to be your own best first doctor. Thank you.